Okay, welcome to values-based lifestyle with welcome to values-based lifestyle for content creators. My name is Fisayo Patrick, and this live is the fourth of this IG live series that I've been doing. I started on the welcome, more loud. Thanks for joining. Thank God also. Thank you for joining. So I started this live in, I think it was January. Yeah, I started this live January 26th. That was the first time I went live concerning this topic in 2024, and it was inspired. I don't know, the idea just came. I've always wanted to do an IG live. I've always wanted to speak live on Instagram, but I was getting really confused about what to talk about. I didn't want to just make it technical discussions. I wanted it to be something very, very genuine, something very, very important, and Holy Spirit inspired this IG live series. So here I talk about how content creators, creatives everywhere can develop core values that would help propel their careers, propel their creativity, make them relevant, and prepare us for all that God wants to do through us. And this is the first one. I've spoke about some really interesting things in the previous live. So I think that if you have not watched it, go and watch it and get the understanding that I shared. So in this live, I'm going to be talking on the topic trending by all means. Trending by all means, that's what I'm going to be talking about. And the idea behind this, IG live, the idea behind this particular live started when it came about when I was having a discussion with a friend of mine, and we're sharing how annoying it is that values have eroded as a result of social media craze, right? Values have eroded, and it was about the issue of the actor that drowned. The way a lot of people took it was alarming. It was annoying, and my friend inspired me to talk about it in this live. So that's what I'm talking about. The truth is, values have significantly diminished, right? They've significantly diminished, and social media has transformed into a playground for individuals that lack values, right? Social media has transformed into a playground for valueless people all over the place, right? People have thrown caution into the wind, and they act as if there are no consequences for their actions. That's what is happening everywhere on social media. So as a result of I would really blame our valueless lifestyle partly on social media, right? So there's a reason why a lot of people don't have core values. There's a reason why a lot of people just appear on social media with their caution in the wind. They're not careful about the things they do. They're not careful about the things they share, right? So that's why I've named it trending by all means. People will do anything to trend. They will do absolutely anything just to get more comments, get more likes, get seen more, all for negative reasons, right? So I don't intend to take your time on this IG live. I really don't have a lot to say, right? Like, this is not, like I always say in my previous lives, this is not a place to rant about one thing or the other. It's not a place to rant about the death of the actor that drowned or anything like that, even though it really inspired this topic. It's not the time, it's not the place, right? So I'm really angry in my spirit, so I'm not really going to take time to dwell on that. I'm just going to be sharing with you a few reasons why people will trend no matter the cost. People will do anything to trend. People will trend by all means, right? That's what I'm going to be sharing with you. So I'm going to bring up my laptop and share a few things. So the desire to trend, right, stems from a lot of psychological factors, believe it or not. The first one I'm going to be talking about is validation. People are seeking validation, and they've turned to social media to get it. They've turned social media to get it, right? And you won't really blame a lot of people who come to social media to get validation. Some people have childhood trauma. Some people had a terrible upbringing. Some people had things that caused them to seek validation from other people. Some people were not, they didn't get the kind of, they didn't experience kind of upbringing that really mattered in the life of an individual. So you would see everything that a person lacked in their childhood. You see it happen. You will see the effect of it in their adulthood. That's why people go around doing some absurd things, and then you're wondering that this person is immature, this person is not a child of God, or this person is this person has no shame, right? You won't really blame them. They are seeking validation, and they have turned to the wrong places to seek it. A lot of people have daddy issues, a lot of people have mommy issues. They need to be validated, they need to be recognized, and they have turned to social media to do that. So trending on social media can provide a sense of accomplishment, right? Can provide a sense of importance. So when people like your post, when they comment on your post, when your post has your post that you were not expecting to go more than like 100 views now has 13,000 views, or a post that you were not expecting to have more than 100,000 views now has 1 million views. So you get that validation that you're seeking for. You get that instant gratification that you're seeking for. A lot of people have turned to social media to get whatever it is that they are lacking, right? Okay, so this issue of getting likes, getting comments, engagement releases an hormone that is called dopamine. And I remember from my biochemistry days, dopamine is a very strong hormone, but I can't remember what it does now, but I can't remember anything that I studied in university, because hello, I'm not using biochemistry in any way. So it does that, and it reinforces the behavior of trying to trend. So it has happened the first time, you want it to happen again. You've gotten 100k views on your post, you want 200k views, and you know that you need to go an extra mile to get it. So people keep doing absurd things just to trend. They will trend by all means. So the second reason why a lot of people go out of their way to trend is comparison. Comparison is the other brother of validation. Comparison is the other brother of validation, right? And when you see other people's posts trend, it sort of creates a competition. You want to also do something that will trend. You don't know the idea behind what the person shared. You don't know the strategy behind what the person shared. All you just want to do is trend as well. So you go out of your way to do anything, post a content that if you had strong core values, you would not post in the first place. So that is also another reason why people trend. And comparison is, honestly, I believe that a lot of the absurd behavior that you see among our generation is as a result of something that happened to them in their childhood. That's why parenting is really important. As a parent, no matter your level, whether you're a young parent or an adult parent, or you are a new mom, new dad, mom of 5, dad of 5, it is really important how you bring up your children. But this is not the time and place for parenting. I'm not a parent, so I can't really share so much on it, but I know that parenting is very important. The Bible says that charity begins at home. So the things that you do right now they actually stem from whatever you lack, whatever trauma you faced when you were a child. So comparison is another big reason why people would do whatever they can to trend. The next thing is peer pressure. So peer pressure plays a significant role in shaping online behaviors. When you see that peer pressure is a terrible thing. Peer pressure is a terrible thing. That is why you will see a lot of shameless things on social media. You see a lot of shameless behavior, shameless actions on social media. Peer pressure is terrible, and it is one of the reasons, one of the psychological factors that drive the reason to the desire to want to trend, by all means. Now, my advice against whoever is going through peer pressure is to understand that you are not your peers, you are not your friend, you are not the people in your circle. You are created in the image of God. You are a different breed. You were made for more, right? So if your friends are doing a challenge that you know that this is because they lack of values, and then you go ahead and do it just so you will trend, I mean, it's not the right decision. So let's say your friend does a video, posts a video of themselves that gets 3,000 views, 300,000 views, and then you also do the same video and you get 12 views. Imagine how shattering that would be. And then they do another video, they get like 500k views, and then because you are pressured, you do the same thing. Or okay, let me tell this very sensitive story of guys who release sex tapes of their partners. There's a story I had about, it didn't happen in this country anyway. A lady, they did their sex tape, whatever thing, they did it, and then the guy kept it for future purpose. And then one day, his friends just saw it, and his friends influenced him to share it online, and he shared it online, and then it really affected the lady's image, because the thing about sex tapes is it affects the image of the woman. So the result was that the lady lost her job, she was scolded by her family, and then she committed suicide. So eventually, when they asked the husband, the guy, why he released it, he said it was his friends that dared him, that he was a I can't remember the word he said they called him. His friends dared him to share that tape, and he did, and it resulted into a loss of life of an innocent human being. Peer pressure is a psychological factor that is driving the desire to do whatever it takes to trend. And please, if you are on any of these tables, please, I want you to kindly alight from that table. You don't need anybody to validate you. You don't need validation from anybody, right? You don't need that. You don't need special recognition from somebody. You don't need to compare yourself with other people. I said the Bible says that you are created in his image. You are a peculiar person. You are different. You have a different purpose. You have a different assignment. What your friends are doing to trend is not what you should do. If you are within a circle where every time they influence you to do something that is against your values, something that is against your moral beliefs, then I think that you should leave that circle and get another circle. So, because I don't want to talk too much, I'm going to end the factors that drive trending, by all means, there, and I'm going to also talk about the positive. So now, having said all these things, I know that there are some valid and valuable reasons why a lot of people want to trend, right? And it is important that we balance it, right? So that it doesn't sound as if I am going against people who are working so hard to get their content out there, working so hard to get their themselves out there. So me, for example, I don't mind trending. In fact, I really want to trend, but I want to trend the right way. I want to trend in such a way that my values are seen and recognized by the people who are watching, by the audience. I don't want to trend by all means. I want to trend the right way. So one of the reasons, positive reasons why a lot of people trend is, number one, to build their personal brand. So I'm a very big advocate on personal branding. And before I switch to talking about content creation, content creators, online business, and so on, I used to share content about branding a lot. When I found out the gravity of when I found out what branding could do to an individual, I realized I needed to share it with people. So personal branding can be one of the reasons why a lot of people want to trend, right? So it can serve as a form of self-promotion. It can serve as a form of self-promotion for you. It can increase your visibility. More followers, more customers, more brand deals, more incentives, and so on and so forth. So we understand that you are working so hard to trend, you are creating a particular content, and you really need this content to go far because you want to build your brand, right? That's fine and good. So if that is the reason why you are creating content that will make you trend, then by all means, go ahead. Another reason is connection, networking. So maybe you want to reach the global market, maybe you want to reach people in Canada, you want to reach people in the United States or in the UK, and you start creating content tailored to them that would reach, that when this content trends, it will do a lot for you. Then I'm all in support of that as well. So trending, one of the positive reasons why you should think about trending is to get more people to connect to you, to get more people to see what you can do, to get more people to see the value that you have to offer. So it is not about so we're talking about the positive reasons right now. So focus on the impact you can make in the world, focus on the value you can make in the world. Forget about what people would, forget about comparing yourself with somebody that's trended. Forget about getting validation from people. It doesn't work for you. Yes, it doesn't work for you. You are not that bridge. You're not part of that person. You are a valuable content creator. You need core values to be able to live the life that God has prepared for you. Another reason is incentives. So I wrote incentives because these are in different places. So it could be monetary incentives, it could be in the form of brand partnerships, it could be in the form of endorsements, earnings, and all of that. So some people would earn money through sponsored posts, adverts, partnerships, etc., when they consistently trend. So when you create content that makes you trend all the time, you are open to getting brand deals, you're open to getting sponsored brand partnerships, which is good for you. So there are so many. I think I saw a video of somebody who used a phone to take pictures of, I think it was Coca-Cola or something, and then she posted it out there, and she mentioned that she used just a phone to take this video, and so she posted it on Twitter, and it went really far. I don't know if Coca-Cola eventually saw it, right? But the intention behind that content was to get Coca-Cola to see it and get on board as a content creator, which is perfect, right? So I would love for maybe Mark Zuckerberg to see my social media content and be like, let's use this girl for Facebook, let's use this girl to reach our audience. That would be so nice, right? Imagine a brand reaching out to you for something that you posted and they want to use you as their ambassador because they loved what you shared. That is what you should be thinking of when you are creating content to trend. Don't try to trend by all means. Then another thing is entertainment. Entertainment is another valuable reason to trend, right? We have a lot of skit makers who make people laugh all the time. They go out of their way to create content, and so I'm sort of skeptical about skits, right? So I'll be honest and I'll confess here that I don't watch skits. I don't like to watch skits, not because I feel I'm superior or I feel I'm better. No, I just like to watch skits because I'd rather be doing something else. I'd rather be watching a tutorial on YouTube. I'd rather be reading a book. I'd rather be creating content. I'd rather be reading on Substack. I'd rather be reading an article than to watch skits. So I don't have anything against skit makers. What I just know is that there are some skit makers who I don't know them, right? But I know that they have added something else into their skit making, right? And then they build houses, and then they take pictures with the houses and their cars, and they be like, thank God, though, 5 years of making videos, 20 years of making skits online has finally paid off. But you know that you've added something else into this skit making. You know that you're not being honest. You know that you're probably doing Yahoo or something. I don't know. So training can be fun. It can provide a form of online entertainment. So you want to create a content that will make people laugh, create content that will make people be happy and all of that. I remember when an actress started TikTok, and she would do very funny videos that were so interesting. So when I watched an interview, she said she was just doing the videos because she discovered TikTok, and then she started to create those videos, and she didn't know it would go that far. Few years after, like I think 2 years after she made the video, I still go back to watch that particular video because it really made me laugh. So entertainment can be another reason to trend. So let's put a balance to it. Why are we trending? Why do we want to trend? Let's not trend by all means. Let's trend because we know that there's an impact it will be making. I don't want to sound like a motivational speaker, and I don't want to sound like a broken record. I don't want to sound like like an angel, right? But it is important that you always think of value before you do anything online. Listen, what you put online stays online forever. What we have seen cases where some people were made brand ambassadors of a product, of a company, and then people went to dig out their previous tweets about what they said, what they tweeted about that company, and then they lost their endorsement. We have seen cases where there was an artist that started to talk about, so he became an ambassador for maybe anti-rape ambassador, something like that, and I started to speak against rapists and all of that. And then people went to dig out his old content, I think from like 2012 or 2011, of the things he said, of things he tweeted when he was drunk about raping girls and all of that. And then it was a whole lot. So you have to be careful when you are creating content. You have to be careful what you're putting online. Always have a big picture mindset. Always don't create content with a tunnel vision. Always have a big picture. In the next 5 years, will I be okay with this content being shown again? Will I feel better if I come online and I see this content trending in the next 5 years? Ask yourself that question before you put anything online. If you think you want to show cute pictures of your child, videos of you making fun of your child, while people have posted crazy things, right? If you think that in the next 5, 6, 7 years you'll be fine with it, then go ahead. But then what makes you think that in the next 6, 7 years you'll be fine with it? You might be a different person by then, and what you've posted is an issue for you. So don't forget that point. Always think big picture, right? So I said that the idea behind this particular live was inspired by the death of that actor that drowned, I think Junior Pope. It was so sad to see a lot of people posting the video online just because they needed to get and see, let's be honest, people were posting because they wanted to get engagement on their pages. I don't know how true it is, but I heard that the people that were there, instead of trying to rescue him, were taking videos of him to post online. And if it is true, then that's one of the worst things I've ever heard. Rushing to take videos of a dying man instead of trying to save the man. That's just so terrible. So it shows, it's a culture of shame that we have imbibed in this country, and it shows that we lack values as human beings. People are quick to put anything on social media. People are quick to post something on social media, and let's just close that case. I'm still angry. I feel that let people have their private lives. Let people live their private lives. If people don't want things to be online, let it not be online. And I think this started when the issue of blogging came out. The issue of these Instagram bloggers, where they wanted to get more engagement on their pages, and then they started to post things. Some bloggers will go as far as posting lies on their pages just so they will get engagement, and then they can run adverts, and so many things that 10 years ago were considered an eyesore, right? It's happening. It's very rampant right now. So I'm already through with this idea because like I said, I'm angry in my spirit, so I can't continue. So my last point here is the fact that I have a problem with how Nigerians quickly bring in the Western culture into our country, right? And I'm going to say this first. The Western culture has its own good sides, right? Education, Christianity, medicine, and all of that are good. But then Nigeria in particular, we have this habit of bringing whatever has happened in America to our country with the speed of light. It's very fast. And the first time I noticed it was when suicide became rampant in the country. I traced it, and I realized that a few years before, the suicide rates in America went up. People were killing themselves. And before you knew it started happening in Nigeria too. I'm not saying that people don't kill themselves like that in Nigeria, but it became so rampant because it was sort of trending in America. And that's not the only thing people bring, right? I'm just saying suicide because it's a more sensitive thing. There's so many things that happen, and people in less than a year, people start bringing in things that have happened in America, and it starts finding its way through the cracks of our Nigerian wall. So, and I blame this on people who travel out often. They come to Nigeria and they start acting as if they've lived there all their lives. Even if you've lived abroad all your life, when you come back to your country, receive sense. If you don't have sense, they receive sense. Now look at this idea of same-sex marriage, homosexuality, and all of that. It is happening very fast, right? Cross-dressing, all those nonsense happening very fast because it is happening in America. You will never hear of something like this happening in China. I always tell people jokingly that I think China needs to buy this country so that we'll stop messing up. I'm done. So I'll close with this, right? Don't go out of your way to trend. Don't do silly things just because you want to trend. Don't be pressured into wanting instant gratification. So you do something right now, you want a result right now, or your fellow artist has blown, you want to blow. Start looking for what to do to also blow. Whatever blows disintegrate. So blowing up is explosion. Bombs will blow, right? Balloons will blow, and once they blow, they cannot be brought back together. So if you blow, you disintegrate. Instead, grow in sense, grow in good values, grow in strong values, and you will make impact in your immediate environment and on large scale. So thank you very much. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. If you have any questions or anything you want to say or anything you disagree with, you can put it in the comment box quickly. Let me just quickly take that. If there's anything that I've said that you don't like or that you disagree with, if there's anything about me that is annoying, put it in the comment box. Let me talk about it. Let's deal with it right now, so that if we meet ourselves in public, we'll not exchange blows. What is that thing that you don't like that I've talked about? Talk about it now. Let's know. So for everyone who has joined, thank you so much. Please, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do that. Fisayo Patrick on YouTube. I don't talk about this sort of content. I talk about more technical aspects of content creation, social media, digital marketing, online business, and so on. So if you really want to learn, I also share tutorial videos on my YouTube channel too. Tech tutorial videos, so you should subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, if you're not following me on Instagram, do that now. I also have a podcast, and it is called Realities of a Nigerian Creative. It's sort of similar to this IG live, but the difference is that I don't talk about values like that. I talk about I actually bring Nigerian creators on board, and we talk about what we are facing, challenges we are facing as creatives in Nigeria. So thank you very much. I hope that you have enjoyed this talk, and the next one will be the last Friday of next month. So I will see you then. Bye.